I'm Paul Nixon, CEO of Corporate Eye, and in this video I'm going to talk about how we provide a customized framework for our clients to help them measure and improve how they communicate online. First, let's give a brief recap of the value proposition of Corporate Eye. Why use us? First, we really focus very hard on return on investment for our services, whether that's through improved costs or indeed improving the bottom line through increased revenue. We also can help the shareholders better understand your strengths, your strategy, your business model, your investment proposition, which in turn can lead to improved share price and market cap. Second, we help mitigate risks. Risks which can be embodied by how you communicate your compliance to key things such as the United Nations Global Compact principles or any issues that you may have there. We also look at any negative sentiment that may be going on across the internet. And we look for strategies on how to address that and make sure that your voice is and your arguments for those things are expressed appropriately on your website. We even have forward-looking strategies that look at protecting the company for crises or situations that you may be concerned that could happen in the future. The third area we'll talk about in this video, which is the customized framework. More of that in a moment. The fourth is about how to best use your content. A lot of companies invest a lot of money in producing excellent annual reports, analyst presentations, corporate publications, and so forth. But they then don't use that material to tell their story as well as they could across the website. And what we do is help make sure that we use that material to better tell the story to more stakeholders in a better way so that your message gets through more effectively. And if you do those four things, then that will help improve your market position, both in terms of in comparison to your peers, but also how you're perceived by your stakeholders. So, let's now talk about this customized framework that we provide through our benchmarking system. Our business is delivered through three different streams. First of all, to corporate communicators. So we focus on how to address the needs of whether it's investor relations, journalists, job seekers, and so on. The second is from a reputational point of view, where we look at the standard 8 reputational themes and look at how well companies are communicating those. And that may, for example, cover the statement, we want to be seen as innovative. And many companies say this on their site and then provide absolutely no backup for that information at all, which with today's users will result in them going, we don't believe you. So we have the strategies and the themes that help back up those messages and how to tell those stories effectively across the site. The third area is B2B. And so that's about helping support the buyers of your products, better inform them, to set the scenarios that better shape the arguments for why you should buy your products and bring to the fore your strengths in a better way, to help improve your marketing, to also help improve how you show you care about your customers and what they think of you, and all the good testimonials or feedback that you get and how best to use that across the site. So, how do we take those particular information needs of those three areas and embed that expertise that we find and that we bring into our benchmarking tool and so on? Well, we do that through a number of areas. We have domain experts within our company, but we also work with experts that we find outside in the wider domain. So, for instance, I work with Mark Hines, who runs Transparency Matters, absolute governance guru, and we took apart the Walker Report for risk and came up with 30 criteria that best show that companies care about risk management and have embedded the relevant processes within their business. Secondly, we take our criteria to key target audiences. So that might be the Investor Relations Society, the HR Society, a fund manager, a stock exchange. And we ask them, which of our criteria would you recommend or strongly recommend? And we build those into our tool. We also got input from 10 FTSE 100 companies who ran a beta test for us and gave us feedback on the relative weightings of different categories and subcategories. And we built that knowledge within the tool. With our ongoing research program into best practice in each stakeholder area for each year, we constantly use that to evolve our criteria. And so we have a developing set of what is best practice built in year on year on year. And so in building that into our tool, we've developed over 1,000 criteria which reflect current best practice. So that enables us to provide measurement tools within the system. So that might be our radar charting, where the red indicates how the company itself is performing in that detailed area, which might be strategy or debt and so on, compared to the best in the peer group that we've set up, which is the green, or indeed the best in class, the blue, the best of the 500 companies that we've scored so far, which could include, say in careers, the RAF or the US Army, because we think they're the best in that particular area. There's bar charting, obviously not just for the overall score, but you can then drill down through 2 further levels to see who is best in your peer group for, say, ethics or strategy or communicating company information, any of the vast range of subcategories that we have. So we then back that up further with examples of how that best practice is delivered. We have over 3,000 built in of different ways that companies implement that. We have 5 different gap analysis tools, including a quick wins tool, which gives all the low-cost criteria that you don't yet meet, which gives you a cheap and cost-effective way to keep on improving the website. Also, we allow you to customize the tool. We already have built in custom criteria, whether that's through for customer service or B2B, but we can always build in additional industry-specific or other specific criteria. You can set up custom views with custom weightings, including the categories and subcategories that you do or don't want in, based on different communication needs. And so overall, you have ways of then supporting the information that you need, whether to find out gap analysis and the key gaps that you have, or through comparison to the peer group for technical areas, such as response time, as we have here. We think your jobs are becoming more and more complicated, more and more balls to juggle in the air. And there are some areas where you just want to know that you are middle of the peer group and that that's good enough. And so in the technical areas, we provide that comparison. We're not looking to replace any of the specialist tools that you have for monitoring your own website, but we do give you that unique comparison. And so quite frequently, we spot issues with client sites where they do stick out and they do need to address things, which gives them a useful comparison. So through the tool, we have deep expertise built in with that expertise provided as a subscriber service online at your fingertips. One of the companies who were in our initial beta test group were BT. They've been a client for a number of years, and Rob was kind enough to give us this quote, showing how they value the tailored service that we provide for them. I now want to talk about our research that we do. And this research represents an investment of 20 to 30 days per stakeholder area per year. We've been doing that for over 4 years. There are over 30 topics of deep research on the best practice that's going on, which we keep up to date. And that research doesn't just cover the best practice areas, but also encapsulates our thinking of where certain areas are going to go and how they might evolve so that you can get ahead of the game. The scope of them doesn't actually just cover stakeholder areas, but also covers some site-wide areas such as apps and mobile strategy, or reputational themes of how to show you really care about customer service. By example, on the investor area, these are 4 areas of research that we have at the moment, which cover how best to tell your investment story, how best to show a debt section and clearly communicate policies, strategies, and so on, all the way through to reputation protection, things such as Reputation Shield. So, how do we then use that research for our customers? Well, each year we work out a custom program with our clients, what topics would work best for them, and when in their corporate calendar would it be best to do that. Whether they're just about to develop a new graduate site, start their thinking on it, or indeed a corporate responsibility report. It's always best to include the latest thinking at the beginning of that process. We then run those workshops at those times. And typically, they might fall into 4 sections. First, the best of what's going on out in the market. Second, how far could you stretch that area for if it's something that the company really wants to excel in? Third, how well they're doing. And lastly, the key recommendations that we would come up with, the key ideas, the strategies to take forward. Now, many clients either include their agency in those workshops or indeed their internal stakeholders. And we use the rest of the workshop to then work out and discuss what are the best strategies for that area for them to apply. We provide that as an ongoing service through the year. Now, we also recognize that clients have their own cycle. Obviously, either the quarterly or half-yearly results, culminating in the production of the annual report, the AGM, and the delivery of the dividend. And each of those have different needs to our clients. We also know that there are key events that can happen at any time. You might have a new CEO, a new strategy. You might have a crisis, a rebrand, or just decide to rebuild the website. And whether you're at that, right, we're going to redevelop everything, through to, actually, we now need to reflect and update this particular area, our services can support all of those different parts of the cycle and those different events. And we can help, whether it's all at once or spread throughout the year, to help you in a continuous improvement program throughout the year. We've worked with Centrica for a number of years. Simon Henderson, Director of Corporate Responsibility and Digital, gave us this quote. It helps them stay at the forefront of the best performing companies through the different ideas that we provide. So, that's provided you with some details around our customized framework. If you are interested in that and would like to know more, please call us. Our details are on our website, and we look forward to hearing from you.